What's up, guys? Listen up, okay? You have now entered Bubba's locker room. We're going to talk sports here, okay? Specifically, one of the biggest events in all of sports history, UFC Freedom 250. And with us today, joining graciously, is UFC connoisseur. He goes by the name Juan La Cucaracha Morales. Yes.
You're what's good?
Welcome in,
Happy to be
Juan.
part of the Bubbaverse.
Of course, bro. Glad to have you in. This guy knows ball. He knows gloves. And we're gonna go dive into each of the main fights this weekend. It's gonna be on Sunday, June 14th, I believe. Let's get your first impressions of this event. What are you thinking about these fights so far?
I'm hyped. You got two of the best people in the entire sport and the biggest stars in the entire sport throwing down in front of the Epstein files, and I can't wait. For a little bit of context, the last time somebody recordedly fought at the White House, Teddy Roosevelt was fighting his sparring partner Moore, and he got punched in the eye so hard he never recovered his vision in that eye again. But the thing is, he never told anybody he went blind. He denied it till the day he died. So
So
hopefully, Derek Lewis does the same thing to Josh Hokett. Someone can only pray.
okay, but do you want to see maybe Trump jump in the octagon and see if you can throw hands a little bit?
Listen, Trump doesn't want to embarrass those fighters like that because at the end of the day, he can obviously whoop them with his might.
I mean,
So
dude,
hopefully, he holds back.
Trump's ground game is probably insane. He just lays on top of you and fucking just suffocates you to death with his big body.
Yeah, he's probably got real tight hips, but I'm excited for this week's card. It's going to be probably one of the better cards of the year. Only 7 fights and top to bottom. Can't complain about any of them, except maybe Bo Nickel, Kyle Dawkins. But you kind of know what's going to happen
Okay, so let's dive into each card here and we'll get some predictions going.
there. All right. You want to start from the bottom or the top? Because I know
Yeah,
you're
let's
used to starting
start.
bottom a lot of the time.
Well, that's not true at all, but let's start at the bottom just because it makes sense in chronological order of how the fight's going to be played out. This first fight, Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia
Mhm.
from the United States.
So Diego Lopez is coming off his second loss to Alexander Volkanovski. He comes back, knocks out John Silva cold, and then comes back to lose to Volkanovski again in not the same fashion. So that was his last fight, probably at least 5 or so months ago. Steve Garcia has been on a hot streak recently. Wins some great fights, wins against some good people, but you've kind of got to go with Diego Lopez. He's used to the lights, he's the bigger name, and he's got ferocious knockout power. I don't know. You tell me if you think different, Bubba.
I mean, he's got a ferocious stash too. I think the haircut's going to play a factor in this fight, but yeah, I agree. I think Diego Lopez is an absolute stud. I actually saw him live in person to when he fought Volkanovski. He lost that fight, but it was still a banger of a fight. It's gonna be a fun watch overall, I think. But yeah, I'll take Diego in this one. Next up, we have Bo Nickel and Kyle Dawkins.
If Bo Nickel doesn't have a brain hemorrhage, he should win this fight with ease.
Okay, I like that. I also like Bo Nickel. Just the name
Love Bo
alone.
Nickel. Love Bo Nickel. Love when he lost to Renier de Ritter because that's my boy. But
Listen,
he
listen.
should
I
he should
hate.
win. He
I don't
should
want
win.
to root against a fellow Kyle. Like my name's Kyle. This guy's name's Kyle Dawkins. It's gonna suck to root against another Kyle, but I do. I'm gonna take Bo just because I've seen
Listen,
Bo fight, and I think he's got what it takes to take out a fellow Kyle here.
I'll just be Gerald Mearshart and Michelle Pereira. Nothing to sniff at. Beat them last year in August and November. But a guy of Bo Nickel's caliber on the wrestling mat should have no issue beating Kyle Dawkins.
Okay, I like that. Let's go to the next fight here. We have Mauricio Rufy. Okay, this guy's gonna be a problem against Michael Chandler. Yeah, I'm taking Rufy here personally. I think Rufy is an absolute beast. He can knock you out with his fists, his foot. The guy's an absolute animal. He's gonna annihilate Michael Chandler. Chandler just goes in there nowadays to just be a walking punching bag, pretty much. Nevertheless, though, his fights are always pretty entertaining, so I'm looking forward to this one a lot. I hope it's a long fight, but I could see it ending in round one. Knockout.
So Chandler is like Habib in only one way, not the record, not the dominance, but in the fact that you know exactly what he's going to do when he gets out there. The only difference is he doesn't win. It's literally
Yeah.
just one slight difference, but otherwise, him and Habib are basically the same in that fact. You know exactly what they're going to do when you get in there. Chandler's going to say he's going to wrestle. He's not going to wrestle. He's going to walk across the cage and try to throw a big overhand right or a hook. And that's what he's got. More than likely, it shouldn't work. But you can't forget Mauricio Rufy came off a big loss to Benoit Saint Denis in Paris. Had a win over Rafael Fiziev, which is honestly huge. Fiziev is a skilled guy and difficult to beat. He should beat Chandler. This is set up to be Lamb to Slaughter. Chandler should have been fighting McGregor, but they don't want to give McGregor an easy fight on the way out. So Chandler gets boned by Hoofy. I would take Hoofy, but for vibes, if you want to take an all America parlay and throw Chandler in there, I don't hate it. Just don't expect your money back.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one here. We have Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. I saw Derek Lewis's last fight. It was abysmal. He just laid on the ground the entire time and did absolutely nothing. Josh Hokett swung for the entirety of the fight against Curtis Blades. We were able to go see that in person, like Cucaracha. It was a really fun fight to see live, and it was a very bloody fight. I think this one is also going to be pretty bloody. You know, we'll see how it goes. Josh Hokett is 9-0. Derek Lewis is 29-13. Has continued to keep losing. It seems like he goes in there, doesn't even try anymore. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this one plays out. I'm going to take Hokett though to scrap him and end up finishing him. It might go to the final round, but I can see him knocking out Derek Lewis in the final round.
Lewis is old. Lewis is past it. Probably never going to fight for a title again. But this is quite literally Hokett's fight to win or lose. If Hokett fights the way he did against Blades, that's Lewis's only chance to win. Or Hokett can do the smart but not entertaining thing and just go and take the fucker down until he tires out and knock him out with the TKO. It's literally going to depend on Hokett's game planning. He can wrestle. He's going to get an easy win, but it depends if he wants to have the type of fight he had with Blades or not. You can't forget that fight with Blades was 2 months ago. Quick turnaround, shit can happen. It's fucking MMA. At the end of the day, you never know. A guy just won with one leg.
This is true. So you think that Derek
I
Lewis's fists are too powerful, and that he might be able to catch Hokett here?
You try and get in a firefight like you did with Blades with Derek Lewis, and you let yourself get caught like that, you might get put the fuck out. But Hokett should have a really easy time just landing takedowns because Derek Lewis doesn't have good takedown defense at this point. Doesn't make much of an effort to get up anymore. So if he wants to take the boring way, he can have an easy dub. If he wants to get lit, it'll be a great time, but there's a good chance he might get knocked out.
Sean O'Malley versus
Amen
Ayman
Zahabi.
Zahabi.
Mm-hmm.
Both guys are, pretty good, I believe. Sean O'Malley, whenever I have money on him, he ends up losing, so I will not be betting on him just so I can afford a McChicken this week.
Mhm.
We have the United States versus Canada matchup here. We all know how we feel about Canada. They suck at most things, especially
GSP greatest of
hockey.
all time. GSP greatest of all time.
Okay, but they suck at hockey though too. So, but anyway, who do you have in this fight?
This is one of the first ones I'm back and forth on. O'Malley just came off beating Song Yadong in a fight that was actually pretty close. Eamon Zahabi is coming on a hot streak. Watch his interviews. Dude's coming in with a ton of confidence and not coming in thinking he needs a knockout. He's coming in there to fight his balls off against Sean O'Malley and stopping him from getting to the title. If Zahabi is a dog, I'm taking him.
Are they close
But
in
O'Malley's
odds? What are the odds looking like on this one? Okay, so we have it here on DraftKings. O'Malley's a minus 345 to 440 range of odds, so he's the heavy favorite. Zahabi's plus 275 to plus 300. It ranges depending on the platform you use, but I think for the value there, like you said, Zahabi, I wouldn't mind putting some cheddar on him.
I have to make a declaration and say if Zahabi does not win, I will chop my balls off with a mallet.
Jesus
That's a
Christ,
guarantee.
dude. What do
That's
you
a guarantee
mean?
Zahabi's winning. That's how sure I am
You just
Zahabi's
said
gonna
you
get
were back and
chopped
forth on
up.
this one. Now you're gonna chop your balls off if this guy doesn't win.
The more I thought
Jesus.
about it, that's how confident I am Zahabi's gonna get
You
it
just
done.
don't like O'Malley. I feel like you just don't like O'Malley.
No, I love O'Malley. I was just a big Marab guy. And Marab obviously was getting that ass anytime he wanted. No pause.
Damn. All right. Well, on that note, take this as a hobby. If the odds are there, you make some money with that one. But anyway, this is the fight that, we're getting into the real juicer fights here. Alex Pereira, who everyone loves, versus Ciryl Gane.
Ciryl Gane, yep.
I had cereal this morning, Captain Crunch. It was very delicious. Anyway, who do you have here? Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane.
Okay. So the first thing that everybody's talking about with this fight is how fat Pereira's ass looks at heavyweight. It is a badonkadonk. To quote Sean O'Malley, if he didn't know it was a dude, he might have came to it. O'Malley said it, not me. I'm quoting the guy. But it's a good fight. It's probably a way closer fight than people want to make it. Before Gane took his fingers and used Aspinall's head as a bowling ball, he was doing good in that fight. He was getting off the better of the striking. He's the more comfortable person at heavyweight. Most likely going to be a little bit lighter on the feet than Pereira coming into it, given Pereira's not used to carrying around a heavyweight and Gane is a very natural heavyweight. But out of the two of them, Pereira's got the knockout power. He can come across, land a devastating hook. He'll probably get him out of there. And out of the two of them, Pereira is much better suited for the bright lights. He rises to the occasion in these, whereas Gane deflates and gets eaten like a bull of Captain Crunch. Look at it in the John Jones fight. Look at it in the Ngannou fight. And look at that cheating bastard doing my boy Aspinall dirty. Just for that reason, I'm taking Pereira.
I like that. I like that a lot. Do you know what movie he's gonna be in? Like, has he been training, or was he just filming this fucking movie the whole time? Like, what's his training looking like here?
I don't think he was filming the movie at the same time as training, but you never know. I think he's good. I think he's pretty locked in for this. Last fight was against Ankalaev a while ago, so he's had a lot of time to bulk up and do it the right way.
Well, this is Alex Pereira's debut movie. I feel like he took the movie role and used that as a training method. He was fighting actors on set as to train.
You want to be the first person to do it? Michael Bisping, Rico Verhoeven. There's a ton of guys
Pretty cool.
who get their little movie
Pretty cool.
roles. It's pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Anyway, the money line odds for this one are dead even, by the way. Odds wise, if you're a gambling person, I don't know. You want to take a KO here or decision?
It's already at plus 100. Take who you think will win the fight, honestly.
It says Pereira by decision is plus 650.
Ooh, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
All right. Well, hey, this is not financial advice. If you guys want to gamble and you know do that,
if you want
stuff,
financial advice, DM me on Instagram.
Definitely not. Let's go to the title fight here. This is what everyone's been talking about here. Okay, Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. What are your thoughts on this one?
My brain is telling me Ilia Topuria by devastating KO. Gaethje is older. Gaethje is not as quick on his feet as Topuria is. Topuria is defensively sound, devastating striking, smart as a whip, great ground game. It is a nightmare matchup for Justin Gaethje, but it's MMA and shit happens sometimes. Sean Strickland just came off beating Hamza Chimaev, which fucking nobody on the planet picked except me. Not to brag, humble brag, but things happen that you just fucking can't explain. So I would throw a sprinkle on Gaethje just to say you did it, but otherwise, all logic should lead to Ilia Topuria winning that fight with no issue.
Okay, and it says here that Ilia is representing Germany.
He is German-born, grew up in Spain, though, coming off consecutive knockouts of Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, who had never been KO'd in his career prior to that, and Alex Volkanovski. I don't see Gaethje doing it, but I hope for the best for him.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Gaethje here at plus 400
dumb.
odds. It is dumb. It is dumb. But history tends to repeat itself, right? Who won World War One?
The United States of America.
Okay, who won World War Two?
The Germans. No, the U.S. The U.S. won World War.
I don't like war personally, but the U.S. is pretty damn good at it. And Justin Gaethje's gonna go to war against Topuria. He's not gonna give up easy. He's not gonna let this guy dog walk him around the octagon in front of the goddamn White House. You out of your mind?
How many male U.S. champions do we have in the UFC?
I want to say one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Hopefully
it's about to be two. Yeah, it's about to be two.
I'm rooting for Gaethje, but I don't think he's gonna do it. I'd be happy if he proved me wrong.
Listen, I don't think he's gonna do it either, but I gotta believe in something, and I believe in Gaethje to surprise the world and shock the entire country, quite frankly, and represent the U.S. well and take out this German. All right, so we're gonna leave it at that. And Juan, this has been an absolute pleasure going over UFC Freedom 250. We're gonna be going over more cards in the future. If you guys wanna, stick around, drop a subscribe or whatever you want to do. This has been a great time. I hope you guys enjoy listening. Gamble at your own risk. We're not sponsored by any gambling sites. And yeah, take it easy. Enjoy the fights on Sunday. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bubba Chunks on the play. Let's go! Full court press, watch the net just snap. Bubba run the offense, never need a map. Down in the paint, yeah, he clear in the lane. Got the ring on the finger, put respect on the name.